People get modified for one of four reasons, in my opinion. The first one is aesthetic value. The second one is sexual enhancement. The third one is shock value. And the fourth one is spirituality.
If you can understand why someone cuts their hair or shaves their beard in a certain way, then you might be able to take that next step and go, oh, well, tattooing your face is just one more step down the spectrum. It's not an us and a them. It's not two different categories. It's here's the line. Some people are here and they go to here. Some people are here and they go to here. Some people start out here. Yeah, it's a broad spectrum that we all exist on.
To me, body modification is everything from the extreme, which is to do some radical modifications of your body, to the very simple, which is just piercing your ears and putting in earrings.
If someone's trying to express themselves in a certain way by cutting something off, realigning, readjusting, implanting, stretching, tattooing, that's body modification.
It's skin, and it's pretty blank, and I think, I got one shot at this canvas. Life's pretty short, I should decorate it while I got it. That's what's for me.
It's something that actually changes your life. It becomes an integral part of your life. And it's really all a matter of being more comfortable in your skin.
Body modification is just meaningless by any kind of changing you do to your body. It can be piercing, it can be tattooing, branding, scarification, cutting your nails, growing your hair a certain way, getting a tan. It's all body modification. It's changing your body to fit an image that you want, something that you find attractive.
I'm simply fixing things I wasn't born with. Correcting, birth defects that I wasn't born with, like my horns.
It's not like I'm really trying to modify my body. It's kind of like just the path that I've picked. Body modification is just what you have to do well at the goal that I've chosen.
I think body modification's doing anything, changing your body from anything from getting implants to a tattoo and anything, chopping off your finger, cutting off your dick, whatever it is.
The reasons for modifying the body, the intent of body modification is what I'm more interested in than just the general aspect of modification of the body. This would include all these things like branding and tattooing and body piercing, even coloring the hair, painting the face. All of these things are body modification.
My name is Frank Marino. I'm the star of the longest running show in Las Vegas called An Evening at La Cage. We're here at the Riviera Hotel, where every night for the past 20 years I've been portraying Joan Rivers. I come on stage and I do a little monologue as Joan. I warm the audience up.
What a wonderful audience. I am so glad to be out here.
And then I do my own creation of a character, something just totally exotic. And then I host a drag show that has all the famous women that ever played the strip.
Now I look like Big Bird.
Originally from New York, born in Brooklyn. My original goal in life was to become a doctor. And I was in New York and I was working at a very large drugstore that had the makeup section in the front. And I guess I spent a little bit too much time at the makeup section. And for Halloween, I went out as my favorite character, which was Diana Ross. When I told my family I was leaving the medical profession to become a drag queen, we needed a doctor very quickly. Some of the biggest challenges I've had doing drag itself was 20 years ago, getting people to accept drag as an art form. I think one of the few reasons that I stand apart from some of the other female impersonators is that I don't consider it a job, I consider it a career. Well, I think any character that you could impersonate has to be somebody you really enjoy, somebody that you feel their presence within you. And then you gotta have their basic characteristics. Well, right now, I'm doing a crease in my eye to give me that facelift look that Joan Rivers is very famous for. Makeup is a very expensive part of the process. I'd say I use about $200 a week in makeup. And then you got your costumes, which are like $5,000 a piece, and I change 17 times per show. We spent over $1 million in costumes. I keep all the shoes from the old costumes and stuff so that, just in case you ever want to look back. To me, body modification means altering your body's physical appearance to make it more appealing to what you want to look like. I've had a lot of plastic surgery, and I gotta say, I personally think it's addicting. It's like when people say, I wish I had a pill to lose weight. That's what plastic surgery is. It's a pill to change your looks.
My name is Dr. Julio Garcia, and I'm a plastic surgeon here in Las Vegas. My practice is pretty much just limited to aesthetic or cosmetic surgery. So we do all the things to enhance people's appearance, from facelifts, noses, eyelids, neck lifts, breast surgery, tummy tucks, liposuction, hair transplantation. Body modification is an interesting concept because I think we do it every day. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to assist and to help people. My advice is, if you're gonna do this, please do it safely and think about it. And make sure that you don't cross a bridge that you cannot go back over. Most people don't consider plastic surgery body modification. Most people don't consider many things that they do every day as body modification. Shaving your beard and combing your hair and and coloring your hair and things like that. Plastic surgery just came out of the closet the last 30, 40 years. In the 50s and 60s, no one talked about it. It was so taboo. It was just for the really rich and the celebrities. And now this is an everyday thing. The commonality and the frequency of cosmetic surgery is obviously growing. Liposuctions alone in the United States, there was over 300,000 a year. Temporary modifications like Botox, where muscles are temporarily paralyzed, way over 1 million, a couple million different, injections done a year. Breast augmentations are over 200, 250,000 a year. That's just in 1 year. That's just in one country. I've seen body modifications done on a quote-unquote amateur level for people for their own gratification, whether it's sexual or emotional. And I think that some of that stuff may be shocking and something certainly I wouldn't do. And we as plastic surgeons are sometimes called upon to fix some of those things. For example, the earlobe expansions that sometimes boys and young men do, we've had to reconstruct earlobes because the earlobes basically had very large holes, and we've had to do that.
My name's Steve Joyner. I've been piercing a little over 15 years now. Originally from Oklahoma City. I've lived all over the world, spent 8 years in the military, and I do everything I do to make it part of our society, as in legality issues and so forth. The reason I decided to modify my body is I got into this in about the mid-'80s. This was something cool. This looked good. There's a big dorsal vein that runs right down the center. Take a nice deep breath in for me. Let it out nice and slow for me. Congratulations. Concentrate on your breathing for me. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I think each individual person has their own issues and why they're into it. Some people are sexual, some people it is a rite of passage. This is me. This is what I like. It's not a defense. It's not, hey, I'm showing off. It's nothing like that. It's just I want to decorate myself and become who I am. Almost everything piercing-wise on my body relates to different warriorhood and different cultures.
Welcome, friends, romance, and circus freaks to the new generation in circuitry.
I want to play with my mind. I don't do drugs, I do my mind. I want to know what makes my body click, what makes me think this way or see things or stuff like that. I have a performance art group called Constructs Ritual Evolution, better known as CORE. We do flesh suspensions, we do modern day theater combined with ancient rituals. So we mentally change a ritual and evolve it, and that's what we do. So we've taken ourselves to extremes. We're putting large holes through our face for performance or hanging from hooks in our back.
My name is Alan Faulkner. I'm a professional piercer by trade. The body modification world was something I fell into about 15 years ago or so, but really now I just can't see much of a separation between the body modification community and me. It's my life pretty much. I got most of my tattoo work done around the age of 21, 22. I got my entire back done, my stomach, my right arm, all done in a huge hurry. I have the rest of my body fairly well planned out. I just haven't had time to do it. I've got my tongue split. I got the apodravia done, which is a piercing that goes up and down through the head for sexual reasons.
I prefer the jewelry in because when it's not, it accidentally goes in the wrong hole.
Hi, Mom! The most profound body modifications I've done have been suspensions. Even though it's a temporary modification, it affects, at least me, on so many levels, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you name it. I get asked the question all the time, why do people hang from hooks? 10 years ago, the answer was easy. It was for shits and giggles. But now, there's not just a dozen, 2 dozen, maybe 100 of us doing suspensions. There are now thousands, probably tens of thousands of people in the US doing suspensions. Why do we do it? I enjoy it. I can tell you that for a lot of people out there, why they do suspensions is because it's along the same ideas of walking on hot coals. It's physically possible to do, but it seems mentally impossible. When you walk across hot coals, the rest of your life is easy because you've done something physically impossible. Same with suspensions. The idea of hanging from hooks seems very difficult, but it's a life-changing experience because once you've done it, the rest of your life is a piece of cake. The knee suspension. I was the first person who did it. I'm the one who came up with it. That's my feather in my hat. Pretty much everything else in suspension, I have taken ideas from other places. Tandem suspension, where one person's hanging and then another person is hanging from them from the same set of hooks. We came up with that one, and I've heard it called about 2 or 3 different things. I feel that it's been my personal quest to present suspensions in a positive light. You can present suspensions as a freak show, and most people do.
My name is Masumi Max. I'm from Las Vegas. I am half Korean, half German. I model lingerie, I do performances, and I do a little acting. The body modifications I have are my breast implants. My mom had really big breasts, and when I was a kid, I'd take baths with her and go, when am I gonna have these? These are so cool. My mom's like, oh, you'll get them, just wait. I waited, you know, 22 years old, they should be there. And I didn't get them. I was unhappy, so I got them done. To me, it's no different than getting implants in your arms or forehead. It's just in a different area. I came from a Christian family, so I was like really repressed, you know? And when I broke away, I just kind of exploded into everything anti-them. And then I got over it, and now I'm just me. I'm doing stuff because I like it, not because I'm trying to piss people off anymore. I've had almost everything on my face pierced, hand tattoo, my arm tattoos, my back tattoos. My first tattoo I had lasered off. I had a Geiger piece of the devil holding Jesus like a slingshot, and it was about this big on my back. It was poorly done, and the black was just kind of mushed. You had to really look to see what it was. I also had a skull on my back and a demon on my stomach and some stuff coming out of my forehead.
It was a widow's peak that went down to a point.
I had all that lasered off. I don't think I'd be this far if I still had my forehead tattoo. My lips are real. You want bigger lips, you should get them done. You want bigger boobs, get them done. If you look in the mirror and you're happy, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
There's different aspects of body modification. Obviously, there's temporary and permanent. Piercing rides the cusp. In a lot of ways, it's temporary because you can take it out later in life. And I think that really is good for people. You know, tattooing is permanent. So, you know, it's kind of permanent, yeah. It really depends on what avenue you want to take. People don't really bring this into the body modification industry, but bodybuilding, that's body modification.
Oh, yeah.
Give a little more, give a little more, give a little more.
My name is Mike Mars, 33 years old. I've been bodybuilding for 20 years now.
My name is Joseph Patterson. I'm originally from North Carolina. I moved to Los Angeles this past October. I found my purpose in life. I found the vehicle that's going to give me the platform to help change the world.
I love bodybuilding. I have a passion for it. So, you know, I just want to be the best I can be. And that involves growing your body to proportions that are different than the average human.
I had an injury. I started training legs, and my legs just grew and grew and grew, and I looked, you know, bottom heavy. So I just started trying to equal out my upper body with my legs, and I just kind of got hooked with the sport. I'm training for the USA in July.
My first competition was 1985. I wake up about 8:30.
And 8 o'clock, start cardio for 30 minutes when I eat.
I do cardio on an empty stomach for about 30 to 40 minutes. I eat every 2 hours. I eat 8 times a day.
I eat every 2 hours. I come and lift for approximately about an hour and 15 minutes a day. And then later in the evening, I do another session of cardio. It's a full-time job.
It becomes a lifestyle. You have to keep going to the gym every day. You got to keep following your diet 24 hours a day. You got to make sure you get your rest. I mean, there's no off season and there's no time to relax. You know, you're constantly pushing your body through every second of your life. Usually the people that don't fully understand the sport are the ones that say they have to get the steroids and the growth hormone out of it. And the people that fully are into the sport and understand it realize that, it's here and it's here to stay.
As nice as it would be to stand up on stage and have a title, there's things that I won't do to compromise.
Kind of an extreme sport, like when you have to compete, with the tanning all the time and shaving your body and the little trunks and all, of course they think it's kind of different, kind of strange.
People try to modify their body for happiness, and happiness comes from within. There's nothing you can do on the outside that's going to make you happy. You can go and do every extreme thing in the world, but if you're not comfortable with who you are, it's pointless. And if you don't get that before it gets too late, you can really destroy your body and destroy your life. I've seen the people who get things implanted into their bodies. I don't necessarily say anything's wrong with that, but it just looks painful to me.
My name's Jesse Gerald. I'm a sculptor, body designer. Most of my art tends to sort of move towards art that's attached to or mounted to the body. I was raised by two loving parents that were both getting degrees in biology. When I was growing up, they were both earning their doctorates around the time I was in junior high. I chose to modify my body because I wasn't satisfied with it. I really think that the human form is not finished. I found a source for implant-grade blocks that I could carve and started working from there and making the first soft implants in the body modification world, and it just really grew from there. The pieces of my bicep are hand-carved Teflon. They're thin ribs with knots in the center with flexible joints in between the two so they can expand and contract with the muscle. And then my first silicone pieces were in my forearm. The silicone's quite a bit nicer. It's about the consistency of, say, fresh gummy bears. Yeah, it's usually always the same question, did that hurt? And that's got to be about the dumbest question anybody could ever ask. And of course it fucking hurt. This was my first pair of medical clamps that I had made. I've always sort of stuck to the sculpture side of things and engineering the parts and letting the mod artists put the parts in. Probably the stuff I'm most proud of is the implant work, because you can't really get much more intimate. Just the idea that we're sort of the first species that's really capable of altering our physical form with our own free will. I think it's all really in its fetal stages, and I want to ride that wave.